Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is B.fleye Beauty, and today I wanted to talk about the top 10 things I have learned up until this 40th year of life. My dog is making a lot of sounds right now. First, I would like to address the hair. It is clean, it is brushed, but you can't tell because it was up in a little bun and it's frizzy now, and this is just how life is gonna be right now. I'm so sorry. If you want the video, this is what you gotta do. Okay, so let's get this show on the road. As per the usual, I made me some notes because I really could talk forever about this. I'm a very introspective person. I like to have deep thoughts with me and myself. If you know Myers-Briggs at all or the Enneagram, I am an INFJ. I am a 4 on the Enneagram, and I am a Hufflepuff. So I feel like that says a lot about me, and I could stop there. Also, there are people cutting trees down outside, so if you hear that, so sorry. Here we go. All right, so the first thing I wrote down is like so funny and so sad. But you know, when you're in the moment, and maybe some of you do not deal with this, and if you don't, I am so jealous, but you look at yourself or in the mirror or whatever, and you're like, oh my gosh, I am so fat, or oh my gosh, I'm so this, so that, whatever. I don't want to wear a bathing suit, or I don't want to wear that, or I don't want to go out into the world. And then you look back at pictures. Like, I feel like this, especially in high school and college. And then you look back at pictures from that moment and you're like, why did I ever think that I was disgusting? Why did I ever think I wasn't good enough? Why did I ever think I was fat? Because I wish I looked like that now. And I feel like the biggest thing that taught me was that it's not that you can't want to be better, you can't want to be healthier, you can't want to be different, but it's also okay to love yourself and be confident in the moment. And I am not saying I'm confident. When it comes to body stuff, I am not. I have videos on this. I have learned to be thankful for the body I am in and the things it can do, and wear cute, stylish things that make me feel really good while trying to better my health and better whatever it is that you need to, improve. But I just think that idea that they can be together is not always talked about. Like, you can still love who you are and want to be better. And so I have learned that those things can be one. Money does not buy happiness. I get it. But it does buy security. It does buy comfort. It has inspired a big decision in my life this year, because I don't want to wait until I am 65 to be secure. I want to do some things now that will help me to be more secure in the moment, so that I am not living my life for 20, 30 years from now. I also want to live my life now. And part of that is a balance, right? We have to balance everything, but I don't want to skimp forever, because what if I don't make it until I'm 65? So yeah, it is a balance, but there are some things that I can do now to help myself feel more secure and feel more comfortable when it comes to financial things. Again, it's not buying me happiness. Happiness is from within and with Jesus. And I say that in a funny way, but that is true. My grandpa always said that Jesus is spelled J-O-Y. Jesus, others, you. And if you do things in that order, you will be happy. Or you will have joy, right? There are some days that we are not happy. Anyway, wanted to just touch on money in general and how, yeah, it doesn't buy happiness, but it sure does buy some frickin' comfort and stability. All right, I was just talking to my cousin about this, and I feel like this is kind of a big deal. You never really know what you're gonna be when you grow up. I feel like we have this plan, and also, well, I don't wanna get too distracted, but the idea that like, you think you know what's gonna happen in life in general, it's nothing, life is nothing like what you think it's gonna be, right? But if we just talk career, right? Like my baby sister, she always knew she was gonna be in the medical field. We all could tell, she never strayed from that. But for the most part, I feel like we might have this plan for a career and then it goes in a different direction, and that's okay. Also, it's okay if your work is not directly related to your passion. I have always been told you have to find something you're passionate about and you love to be your career, so you never feel like you're working a day in your life. Well, that doesn't always happen, and that's also okay. It's also okay to have a day job that is decent and you like it and it makes you money and it gives you that security, but maybe it has nothing to do with the things that you are passionate about and you really love to do. And that, like I said, it's okay if that doesn't work out. And then the last thing related to that is I've really learned that not everyone is made to do the same thing their whole life, because we do have different passions and loves. And so it's actually really brave. It's actually really brave to change careers in the middle of your lifetime. Some people change their careers 4 or 5 times. I have friends that have done that, and I am like awe-struck, totally inspired by that, because I am terrified. I finally found a career as a teacher. I am really struggling in it right now in year 12 or 13 in this particular way of teaching. I've been teaching for like 20 years, but I really want to leave it, but I'm too scared to do it. And I feel like part of that is a financial stability thing, and part of that is we're just taught that we find that career, we stay with it, but that's really not the truth. Everybody is different, and if you want a second or third career in your lifetime, it's totally okay. Embracing the real you. I feel like this is harder when you're younger. It gets easier as you grow older. I still have issues with this in some areas of life. But like, if you cuss, just cuss, right? It's weird if you don't. And there's a time and a place, like maybe you shouldn't cuss at your Sunday school kids. I don't know. You know, the fact that I have tattoos and they show, or being a loud laugher. And I'm saying all these things about myself because I am, you know, we are talking about me right now. But in general, I keep thinking of that little meme. I guess it wasn't a meme at the time. It was a commercial, and it was like, be yourself. And it had this little bumblebee. And gosh, it's just so true. It's so much easier to just be yourself. It's so freeing. People can see the real you. I mean, and this can pertain to like the style, your personality, what you want to wear, how you act, you know, the activities you like to do. If you're 60 and you want to be traveling the world alone, do it. That's not even that old, but like, okay, if you're 90 and you want to be traveling the world, or you love riding bikes like my boyfriend, I just don't think that there needs to be an age limit for what we do, how we dress, how we act. I mean, it needs to be appropriate and have integrity and have some morality, just letting the core of who we are be set free. All right, this one has been a really, really hard one for me. It's hard for me right now because I'm going through some things with my dad. But your family is not always gonna know you like you want to be known. I feel like, as an example, this lovely man in my neighborhood who has become a friend understands me and knows me better than my own dad. And I wrestle with that. I'm like, but how could that be? Like, my dad is my blood and he's known me my whole life, and no, it's not always going to work out that way. It's just not. And I have a massive family, so I have tons of family that knows me. But in general, I feel like sometimes, a lot of times, our friends become what we want or wanted our family to be for us. And that's something I talk about in therapy. That's something that, again, I struggle with daily. And so I know it's true. Like, logically, I know it's true. In my heart, I am still learning it. So it's written down because, like I said, logically it's there. But the heart is still learning that. Kind of going along with that, like, oh my gosh, what am I, a lion? It's okay to have a small amount of friends or a huge group of friends. I mean, I have a lot of acquaintances, but like the other night I was alone and Freddie was out of town, and I was like, okay, if I could pick somebody to come over and spend some time with, just one-on-one, who would it be? And I didn't have a lot of people on that list. I have a lot of people I love that I would spend time with, but when I'm talking one-on-one, someone that is really special to me, it's just not a lot. And I remember my dad saying, perfectly, that the people in high school are not going to necessarily be the people you live your whole life with. And I didn't understand that at the time, but it's so true. And it's not like you don't ever talk to those high school people and you can't have lifelong friends from high school. I just think it's not the norm, and we just expect every single person we touch and come in contact with to be with us forever, whether it's a friend or family or a romantic relationship. And that kind of goes into my next point, which is not everything is permanent, right? Even friendships, like I have a hard time letting go of anything, to be honest, but friendships, weirdly hurt me to let them go. Like a romantic relationship, I usually know it's supposed to be over. I just have to grieve for like 2 years, no joke, 2 years. But a friendship, I don't understand why they can't just work forever. And so that one is really hard for me. So I think that like your friend group kind of fluxes, and that's just a part of life. And like there is a friend that I have in mind that, you know, when we see each other, when we talk online, it's great. But like, I just don't think we would connect anymore. And totally cool to go, you know, separate directions and love different things. And you can still love each other and all of that. But I mean, it is a weird concept to me. But again, that's another thing that I'm struggling with. But it is something that is so true, right? Not everybody has to be in your life forever. There is a death to every relationship, whether it's the spiritual or physical death. And kind of sucks, but if you just embrace it for what it is, it's kind of nice, because you're like, oh, I could learn from that relationship, and then now I'm going to take that and put it towards my next one. Again, the friend thing is the hardest one for me, because I just want everybody to be my friend all the time, and I don't want anybody to ever be upset with me. So yeah, that's a hard one. Well, my battery died and I only have one, so here I am later in different lighting. Yeah, I'm not gonna apologize for it. All right, I have a few more for you. So something else I've learned, I mean, I've always known that God is ever loving, right? He just loves you no matter what. Thank God. Thank God. Like literally, thank you, God. I just feel like I feel it now. It just feels different now. I also feel like I learn new things about him every day, and I don't mean like just through church, just through living, through looking at nature, etc. And really through other people that I know that actually believe in not exactly my same religion. And I think this goes back to kind of how I grew up, where there was only one way of being a Christian. And this is gonna sound weird, but I've just learned from my current pastor that basically what you were taught as a child, whether it has to do with religion or not, is not always the 100% truth. And it's not like that person is trying to cover your eyes and lie to you. I just feel like not one person can know everything about the Bible, right? We can learn new things from every pastor, every priest, everything. I don't know that I'm making sense, but I just feel like I've learned more and more by opening up my eyes, by opening up my heart, and not just believing what I was told, right? Not just believing this is how it is, but actually researching in the Bible, learning from lots of people. Anyway, I just don't feel like I'm making sense, but hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. Also, you can believe in science and God. I mean, if God made everything, didn't he make science too? All right, lastly, I've learned to let things go. And this is another hard one for me. If you are an INFJ, you know that there's the door slam thing. So there have been a couple people in my life where I'm just like done. I don't think about them. I don't stress over them. I don't have anxiety. I don't worry. I don't lose sleep. Now, that's not the norm, because normally that is how I feel. But once that door slam happens, I'm done. I am done with them. Putting that to the side, I have a hard time letting things go. I like routine, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I've learned to use this little trick, and you probably already do this, but let's say somebody makes you upset. A student you teach, a coworker, your spouse, your lover, your mom, your dad, whatever, to just focus on, this is the example that was given to me. Let's say your partner leaves their shoes in the same spot every day and they never put it away. Looking at those shoes and thinking, but what if one day those shoes weren't there? Would the thing that you are upset about now be as upsetting? And I just think that's a very simple example of how to let little things go. Big things, you should talk about them. I am all for conversation. If you know me, you know that. I hate small talk. I love deep conversation. I love asking questions. Some people are really annoyed by that, but I'm not afraid to ask them. I want to know information. That's how I learn new things. That's how you learn how people feel. And I have started to use that little trick to let the little things go. And I have been brave in having conversations that are harder to work through the harder things. So those are all the big, deep things that I have learned up until this point. I'm sure there's a ton more. Let me know what you have learned up until this point in your life. Is there something big that you would like to share? Tell me down below, and I will see you next time, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.